Please stand. Welcome to this September 4th, 2025 meeting of the Dublin City Council. We are pleased to have with us tonight members of the City of Dublin Youth Council. One of our Youth Council members, Melina Watson, will provide our invocation. After the prayer, please remain standing for the pledge to the flag.
Lord, thank you for everyone that was able to be here today. Lord, bless the council but with their decisions to help the community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Melina, for providing that invocation for us. I did want to let you know that as I was asking youth council members who would like to say the invocation, she volunteered and said that she was recently baptized and was happy to pray for the community tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Melina. All right, we will begin our meeting with the approval of the August 21st, 2025 City Council meeting minutes. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Smith, a second from Councilman Colby. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. We'll now move to item number 2, approval of bills over $15,000. You have a list of all the bills of the City of Dublin in your packet. You've had an opportunity to review those. Do we have any questions for staff regarding any of those bills?
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Griggs to pay the bills, a second from Councilman Jones. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, the ayes have it. We'll now move to item number 3 on the agenda, which is approval of purchases over $15,000. We have several of those tonight. I'll ask our city manager, Josh Powell, to go over those purchases for us.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The first purchase is for our telecommunications department. This is a 2026 Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck from Hardy Chevrolet out of Dallas, Georgia. This was a budgeted item. It's going to actually replace 2 units that are currently being used by the telecom department, and we'll be able to surplus those. The purchase is for $42,305. It's for a 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. The second purchase is a 2025 PacMac KB20 20-foot grapple loader with an 18-foot body for a sanitation department. For everybody's interest, this is a clam truck to pick up yard debris for the community. This purchase is from Samsung Equipment Company. It's $229,083. It is under our $250,000 budgeted amount. The expected delivery is 150 to 180 days, and staff recommends that you approve that purchase. The next purchase is for pipe supplies for our water construction division of the water utility department. This is coming from Consolidated Pipe and Supply out of Byron, and there's a listing of the particular items in your backup materials. It's $15,774 worth of materials for their inventory and supply to be used throughout our water system. And we ask that you approve that purchase. The last purchase is also for our water department for our water plant. This is for repair services from Grosh Drilling Enterprises Incorporated for one of the pumps at our river pump station that just failed on us yesterday, and they are out there now actively working on it. We are asking for approval to spend up to $30,000 for the repair of this most needed and critical pump for our river pump station. This is the station that pumps water to our water plant from the river for treatment to go out into our water utility system. Those are the purchases that we're asking council to approve for tonight's agenda.
All right. Do we have any questions for Mr. Powell or other staff members from City Council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Jones to approve the purchases over $15,000. We have a second from Councilman Godfrey. Any discussion on the motion? With no discussion on the motion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is approved. And we'll now move to item number 4 on the agenda, which is a second reading and public hearing on an ordinance to annex 0.51 acres with a P, that is professional zoning. Mr. Powell, will you do the second reading, and then I'll open a public hearing?
This is ordinance 2509, annexing and incorporating into the municipality of the city of Dublin, Georgia, 0.51 acres, more or less, of land located as part of parcel D04E 015 as P professional zone. The proposed use is a medical office. This is a piece of property that is located just off of Fairview Park Drive, adjacent to Fairview Park Hospital. It runs along behind the row of medical offices that are off to the right as you're going down Fairview Park Drive. The intended purpose is to be added to an existing parcel and medical office to provide for additional parking. And I believe it's the pulmonary medical office that's right there on Fairview Park Drive.
All right. At this time, now that we have completed the second reading of this proposed ordinance, it's time to give the public an opportunity to provide any input or comments on this proposed annexation. So we will close our city council meeting and open a public hearing. If anyone is here and would like to make any comments regarding this proposed annexation, now is your opportunity. If there's anyone in the public who would like to make a comment, yes, Mr. Best.
Good evening. My name is George Best. I'm here representing CV Properties of Dublin, LLC, as their real estate agent, and in favor of this property. If you have any questions, please let me know.
All right. Mr. Best is here on behalf of the applicant. Are there any questions from council members regarding this application? All right. Thank you, Mr. Best. Is there anyone else here who would like to make a comment regarding this annexation application? All right, since no one else would like to make any comments, we will close the public hearing and turn this matter over to council for action. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion to approve from Councilman Griggs, a second from Councilman Jones. Is there any discussion on the motion? If there is no discussion on the motion, then we need a roll call vote for this annexation ordinance. Ms. Browning.
Councilman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Jones.
Yes.
Councilwoman Godfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Colby.
Yes.
Councilman Griggs.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Mascara.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
All right, the annexation ordinance has passed City Council. Thank you, Mr. Best, for coming today. And also, I want to give appreciation to our Planning and Zoning Board for reviewing this, and our City Planner, Sharon Evelyn, for preparing the annexation package and answering all the questions through that package that we had on this matter. We'll now move to item number 5 on our agenda, which is a first reading of an amendment to our comprehensive regulations on zoning for recreational vehicles. Mr. Powell.
This is ordinance 2510, an ordinance by the mayor and city council of the city of Dublin, Georgia, to amend the code of ordinances of the city of Dublin, Georgia by amending Appendix A, which is our zoning code, to provide comprehensive regulations for the safe and orderly development of recreational vehicle parks in the city of Dublin and for other lawful purposes. We have been requested by a number of RV parks, as they're called, to get utility access, and have historically required that parcels that want utility access be required to annex into the city to do that. And Sharon Evelyn, our city planner, has taken great time to develop an ordinance for adding a provision in our zoning code to, first of all, allow for RV parks to be within one of the zoning codes sections, one of the districts, and that is going to be in the B2 highway-oriented business zone. And then it also provides for some regulations of those to ensure that they are operated in a safe and orderly manner. This is just the first reading.
All right, so this would be something a little bit different and new for the city of Dublin. I appreciate the work that our planning department has put into drafting this ordinance. This is just a first reading, so there'll be no action taken tonight. If any members of the public would like to provide comment prior to council vote on this matter, there will be a public hearing on September 18th in this chamber at 12 noon. So that will be your opportunity to provide comments. That's at 12 noon on September 18th. We'll now move to item number 6 on the agenda, which is the first reading of an ordinance to amend the FY25 budget. I believe that first reading, Mr. Powell, are you going to provide the first reading? Thank you.
Yep. This is ordinance 2511, an ordinance by the mayor and council of the city of Dublin to amend the budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. to provide for an effective date and for other lawful purposes. Section 1 identifies the prior adopted budget numbers, which revenues and appropriations totaled $95,364,169. The amended budget goes to, for both revenues and expenditures, $81,977,332. This is a first reading of this ordinance as well.
All right, at our pre-council meeting, our city treasurer, Mr. Daniels, provided a comprehensive overview of some of the amendments to the 2025 fiscal year budget. Do you have any additional comments at this time, Mr. Daniels? All right, I want to thank you for your excellent work in our financial arrangements with the City of Dublin. As we discussed at pre-council, the city has received the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting for over 35 years, and I know that during your time here, we've had great information about our financial condition. For the public's benefit, this FY25 budget amendment is the first part of a process to wrap up last year's budget numbers. This is something that we do every year, and it's part of getting us to our 2025 audit. Our audits for all prior years have been complete with clean bills of health, so this is for us to get to the point where we can have our 2025 audit completed, which will hopefully happen this fall. As everyone knows, the City of Dublin always maintains a balanced budget as required by law, and the City Treasurer provides full financial reports at each of our meetings, to all council meetings, as well as a monthly summary showing any things that might be out of the ordinary in our finances, along with explanation of those at our council meetings. So appreciate the hard work that you've done, Mr. Daniels, in keeping the City of Dublin in good financial condition. We'll now move to item number 7 on the agenda, which is a first reading of an ordinance to amend our code of ordinance regarding fees. Mr. Powell.
This is Ordinance 2512, an ordinance by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Dublin, Georgia, to establish authority to create a fee schedule by resolution for the City of Dublin, to provide for severability, to repeal all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, to provide an adoption and effective date, and for other lawful purposes. This is a very lengthy ordinance if you go and pull it up, but what staff has done, and I want to thank Jacob Poole, our staff attorney, as well as Annie Shepard, our paralegal, who have performed the tedious task of going through all of our codes and identifying anywhere that a fee is specified. This ordinance will take the fee number, the amount, out of the ordinance and put it all in one. And the idea is that at the next meeting, the council will adopt a resolution that will identify all of those fees. And so they'll all be in one single document in one place for easy access and review by the public. As well as by the council in the event they need to review fees and make any adjustments there. This ordinance is a first reading, and so the second reading would be at our next council meeting.
All right, this is consistent with this council's goal of having as much transparency to the public as possible and easy access to the information about how your city is run. This was just a first reading of the ordinance. There will be a second reading and public hearing regarding this ordinance on September 18th in these council chambers at 12 noon. We'll now move to item number 8 on the agenda, which is a first reading of an ordinance regarding our new parks, recreation, and public spaces. Mr. Powell.
This is Ordinance 2513, an ordinance by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Dublin, Georgia, to repeal Chapter 15, Parks and Recreation, to provide for a new Chapter 15 titled Parks, Recreation, and Public Spaces, to provide for severability, to repeal all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, to provide an adoption and effective date, and for other lawful purposes. Many of you remember that the city used to have its own parks department, and so we had Chapter 15 had ordinances related to the operation of that separate parks department. In 1999 and 2000, when the Joint Recreation Authority was created between Lawrence County government and the City of Dublin, the need for those ordinances went away. And so this ordinance will repeal the existing Parks and Recreation ordinance and replace it with new regulations specific to our city parks and other public spaces. It also identifies Riverview Golf Course and Emory Thomas Auditorium, and it will provide a framework for special events and permitting of certain activities within public spaces across town, including in the city parks. This is also just a first reading.
All right, so again, this was the first reading of the ordinance. If you have an interest in the rules and regulations that will relate to the City of Dublin parks and public spaces, you're welcome to get a copy of this ordinance. It's available for your review, and we will have a public meeting to receive public comment on the proposed ordinance on September 18th at 12 noon. We always welcome the public's feedback before we adopt any ordinances. We'll now move to item number 9 on the agenda, which is a resolution to reduce and amend speed limits on certain city streets. Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2540, a resolution of the City of Dublin, Georgia, by and through its mayor and council to reduce and establish the maximum speed limit on certain streets within the corporate limits of the City of Dublin, to authorize enforcement, provide for an effective date, and other lawful purposes. After this is a result of Cycle 5's traffic calming study that the staff has performed. And I want to thank Sharon Evelyn, our city planner, Matthew Bradshaw, our engineering director, and your teams for your efforts in reviewing these streets. And all of these streets came about either by request from the public, request from city council, or request from staff based on actions that we are taking internally. And the streets that we're recommending that the speed limit be reduced on for adoption here under this resolution are East Moore Street, Ackerman Street, West Street, Hedge Row, Hillside Drive, Simmons Street, Vine Street, and West Mary Street. In addition, there's a section of Parker Dairy Road that is from Country Club Road out to where the city limits ends. As you go on Parker Dairy Road out into the county, the speed limit is 45 miles an hour, and that is an appropriate speed. Staff recommends that the council adopt for the section between Country Club Road and the outer limits of the city. So we recommend that the speed limit there be 45 miles an hour.
Okay, we discussed some of these streets at our pre-council meeting. I know that we have ongoing traffic calming cycles, which, we invite the public to let us know when you've got a street that you think that there's speeding traffic on. If you live on a residential street and you believe that the cars are going down that street or going too fast, there's a place on the City of Dublin website where you can make a request that that street be reviewed for traffic speeds and potential traffic calming measures. You don't necessarily have to go to the website. You can also contact Ms. Evelyn, our city planner here at the City of Dublin, to nominate a street for a study. One of our major initiatives as a council has been to make our neighborhoods more family friendly and reduce the speed of traffic in the neighborhood. So this is a part of that by reducing the speeds on some of our neighborhood streets. This is a resolution, so we're able to take action on this tonight if we have a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve from Councilman Jones and a second from Councilman Colby. Any discussion on the motion? If there's no discussion, all those in favor of the resolution, please say aye. Aye. If any opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The resolution passes. We'll now move to item number 10 on the agenda, which is a renewal contract with 120 Water for services. Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2541, a resolution of the City of Dublin, Georgia, by and through its mayor and council, approving a renewal contract with 120 Water for enhanced managed services upgrade to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the same, to set an effective date, and for other lawful purposes. 120 Water was first engaged by the city through our water utility department for the purpose of helping us with identifying the lead and copper service lines that the state and federal government have required us to inventory. We have identified all of those, and there are some still that remain unknown. And there are regulations that are changing on this as this process goes along. And so their services are still needed. We'd originally, when we budgeted, did not anticipate renewing this contract. But Mr. Brazil, our water utility director, has identified a cost savings that he can observe within the water utility department to cover this cost. The total amount, the annual cost for their services is $18,434.58. And they will have someone designated to work with Mr. Brazil to ensure that we stay compliant with all the regulations as they come out.
All right. So my understanding based on our previous conversation was that there are certain lines that we don't know what the materials in those lines are.
That's correct.
And as part of these new federal regulations, we've got to know what the materials of all our water lines are, and that this should provide us an opportunity to finish up that survey.
That's correct. City staff is actually going out and doing the inspection and digging, and I mean they're physically digging and having to investigate to see what the lines are. 120 Water's service primarily is to help with making sure that the reporting and that we're complying with all the regulations as they're coming out.
All right. And then the payment for this, is indicated in our notes, is that the water department was not able to buy a brush cutter this year.
That's right.
And so we had some extra money from not purchasing that equipment that can be used for this contract.
That's correct.
All right. Any other questions for staff? If there are no other questions for staff, do we have a motion?
Make a motion for approval.
Second.
We have a motion for approval from Councilman Griggs, a second from Councilman Mascara. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. We'll now move to our last item on the agenda, which is a resolution to approve a contract with Power DEMS. Mr. Power.
This is a resolution of the City of Dublin, Georgia, by and through its mayor and council to approve a contract with Power DMS by NeoGov for a 36-month software agreement concerning the Power Action subscription and setup fees for the City of Dublin Police Department, to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the same, set an effective date, and for other lawful purposes. NeoGov has this service and software that they provide called Power DMS, which essentially is a cloud-based and searchable forms program that the police department will be able to utilize. In particular, this is going to be used for several different reports, but the main impetus for this purchase is they are required to make certain reports to both state and federal agencies whenever there's a use of force that is done involving a police officer. And there are additional regulations and guidelines that are coming down through the federal government that we're going to be required to comply with, and this software service will allow for us to remain compliant with that. But a benefit to this department is that it will also have other use for other forms in addition that the police department can use throughout all of their operations. The cost is $6,875 in year one for the service, and then that's the setup fee. And there's a recurring $5,000 service fee that will continue for the years after that.
All right. Again, this was sort of necessitated by federal regulations, but hopefully we'll have some additional benefits for our police force in terms of efficiency. Any questions for staff regarding this proposed contract? If not, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Godfrey, a second from Councilman Griggs. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Resolution passes. At this time, we are going to open the floor for citizens' comments. If there are any citizens here tonight who would like to make a comment regarding the City of Dublin or anything related to this council or this community, now is your opportunity. Would anyone like to make a comment this evening? Yes, sir. And Ms. Browning, you probably already know this, but Ms. Browning will give you some instructions. Ms. Browning, you want to?
Sure. So just state your name and your address, and then you have 3 minutes, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
First of all, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is James Lindsay. I live at 100 South Drive next to Stubbs Park. And first of all, I want to give a special thanks to Councilman Jones. He kind of helped me out, and I just want to give him a special recognition. But what I'm here for this evening is on behalf of all city employees. If y'all recall, maybe a year or so ago, we had a meeting with y'all about upper mobility, career advancement for city employees. I don't know if I know the city manager and the council and the mayor was there, but I'm here to speak on behalf of a particular employee, and not just him, but all city employees. When this young man approached me, he kind of reminded me of myself when I was 17, and I wanted better for myself, so I enlisted in the Marines. What he's been employed with the city for about a year,
and I think he worked for the street department or something, but he was concerned about how can he advance with the city, how can he move up. You know, he want a good career with the city. And I asked him to be here today, but he called me and said that he had to work overtime, and he's on call today. So I decided, since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and speak on his behalf. His name is Roy Thomas, and I'm just here for asking you all to, not just for him, but for all city employees that want to advance. If you don't have something in place already, put something in place for career advancement, because Dublin is a fine city, and we do have employees that want to grow. They really want to grow, and I'm just asking that you all would give them opportunity. I'm just going to give you this letter and let y'all pass it down, okay?
All right. Thank you for your comments, Mr. Lindsay. I always appreciate your input. Good to see you again. Is there anyone else who would like to make a comment this evening? Mr. Whittington, are you make a comment this?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I didn't waste my time standing up for nothing. Name is Mitch Whittington, 108 Coney Street. Apparently everybody, this is an ongoing joke, but it's the Great Wall of Dublin in front of my place, which is a privacy fence. One thing I think is funny, I went and got some cards made. And when I went and proofed them, there was something that was missing. Well, he added it to it, and it happened to be my phone number on the election card for me, right? So now I'm getting harassed and everything else by, I'm getting good feedback and bad feedback by it, but it's okay. What I want to do is, I've already talked to GPS. I got to go talk to the sheriff's department, and I'm talking to you guys now. I have a spot that sits on my property. I'm giving the city of Dublin's police department permission to sit and record the idiocracy things that happen going down Coney Street, where they blast through that intersection at Stonewall. I'm wanting that to stop. It is a freeway, and after about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night when it gets dark, I mean, people just fly through the intersection. I mean, I hear them from Bellevue to my place, which is half of the block, go to third gear by the time they running across Stonewall in an automatic. That means you got to get up to 5,000 RPMs each gear. That's well over 40 miles an hour. It's got to stop. And another thing we need to do, instead of putting these humps out there, we need to make dips and literally put the signage out 100 feet in front. It's a dip, not a hump, because everybody runs across the humps like it's just a pothole going down the freeway at 80. They don't care. At this point, please send somebody by there and let's stop this. That's all I'm asking. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Whittington. Is there anyone else who would like to make a comment this evening? Anyone else? All right. Now we've had an opportunity for public comment. We'll move to council comments, but I will note that at the end of council comments, there will be a motion to go into executive session to discuss real estate. I believe it's real estate and pending litigation. So we will go into a closed session directly after council comments. Mr. Daniels, any comments? Our city treasurer, Mr. Daniels. All right. Madam Clerk, Heather Browning, any comments this evening? All right, thank you. Mr. Brown.
Just thank everybody for being here.
Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mel. Thank everyone for coming, especially our youth council members here. Thank y'all for coming, and hope you learn something and enjoy what you see, and everyone be safe, stay cool, and enjoy yourself.
All right, thank you. Councilman Godfrey.
Thank you, Mayor. I just thank everybody for coming out. Thank the Youth Council for being here, and I appreciate your comments, and have a good weekend and be safe.
All right, thank you for that. Councilman Colby.
We had a lot of agenda items tonight, which means that there's growth in our city, which is exciting, and with growth comes growing pains, right? We've got speeding cars, and we've got to adjust some of our fees. And we've got annexations, and we're excited to see the growth that the city has in working through each of these growing pains. I'm really excited about the progress with Project Slow Zone. Thank you to our engineering department and planning department for being on top of this and continuing this project. This has been years now that we're working on it. It's exciting to see Phase 5 now come to fruition. And just like you stated, Mr. Whittington, that is a way that you can address those speeding issues on your residential street is by proposing that as a Project Slow Zone project. So thank y'all all for being here. Thank you, Youth Council, for being here and being engaged and involved in our city. Thank you.
All right, thank you for those comments, Councilman Colby. Councilman Griggs.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank everybody for coming. Have a good week.
All right, thank you, Councilman Griggs. Councilman Smith.
Just to reiterate what everyone said, just thank you for coming. Thank you.
All right, Councilman Mosquera, any comments this evening?
I'm always last, so I don't usually have much left. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it. Keep coming out. Let us hear your voices, and we'll do our best to hear you and work for you. It's our job.
Okay, great, thank you. Mr. Powell.
Just good to see the Youth Council out there, and thank you to Regina McDaniel for running our Youth Council program. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you.
All right, Madison Street.
Okay, with that, we'll now have a motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Councilman Smith. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the second.
So.
Second from Councilman Jones. All those in favor of going into